Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with a We Write About Music, and today I'm speaking with Only Okay. He has just released a fantastic new EP. It's called Four Joints, and I'm super excited to talk to him all about it. Griffin, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to do this. How are you? What's going on?
Of course, I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me, Austin.
Yeah, man.
I'm good. I'm good. Getting ready for the holidays now. I got some Christmas shopping to do today before I go to the studio tonight.
Perfect timing.
Um, yeah. So it's been good, but holidays can be stressful, but it's been pretty laid back this year. I'm grateful for that.
Nice, man. And you mentioned that you were in Michigan, so I can only imagine that it's freezing there at this point.
It's just really cold. There's not like a whole bunch of
Okay,
snow yet, but
got
yeah,
it.
just cold.
Most of my family's in Michigan, so I'm there semi-frequently. So I know the pain when it gets real cold over there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyways, you've got this EP out, and it's seriously awesome. And I've listened to
Thank
it a
you.
few times at this point, but I want to know, like, what is it about? Like, what does it mean to you, and what inspired it directly?
So I wrote the Four Joints EP just as like an announcement essentially for this album that I put out.
Hmm.
I hadn't put out any music in about a year up until this EP. And so this was kind of like just a reminder or just hey, this is what I can do now.
Yeah. Hey, I'm still
This
here, guys.
yeah, like
Right.
I haven't put anything out, but I've still been working every day.
Sure.
So it's good. It felt really good to release it and just feel like now the work is done and it's out. I can just like appreciate it and listen to it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of it started with the four joint song itself,
Hmm.
about being how I can smoke four joints in a day, but somebody can be in jail for having the same
Yeah.
four joints on them, essentially, now that marijuana is more legal.
Right.
Um, and just the name Four Joints made me feel like I had to make it into a full project.
I love that, man. The only complaint I have about it is that I wish it were twice the length. Really, like it's only like these four songs, and I'm like, damn, this is such a vibe. I need like eight or ten, but eventually we'll get there.
No, I
Um,
got you.
how do you operate as an artist? Like, I know it's a solo project, but do you have any help on the production side or just like any background work?
Gotcha. With this project, I worked with two producers. One is a buddy of mine named Timeless. We went to elementary school together. We were in
That's
third grade.
crazy.
Yeah, we were in third grade together, and he hit me up this past year, and he's like, "Hey, I'm actually a producer now," and so he produced "Growing Pains" and Four Joints on this project.
Nice.
Um, the other producer I worked with, his name is Chuck Alkazian. He works at Pearl Sound Studios. He works and owns Pearl Sound Studios. He has been in the business like 30 plus years. He produced Personally and Blackout.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've always thought I just need to get with like the right producer to really get my sound right, and
Totally.
I'll be able to do this thing. And I believe that Chuck is that person. Me and him have been working pretty much this whole year together.
That's the thing that people like casual music listeners don't understand is like you as a person can only be so talented and doing the production and other stuff is like speaking a new language. Like some people can do it if they can dedicate 20 hours a day to figuring it out, but
Yep.
like having that other half of your brain to kind of complete your vision and your thoughts is it's priceless, truly.
I always say it's like a completely different world. Like it's
Absolutely.
yeah, just so many things that go into it you don't even think about.
Yeah. Now one thing that I really pulled from this record was that there's so many different like styles going on here. There's like plenty of different genre influence and there's just really a lot going on. So I want to hear from you, like what would you call this if you had to put a label on it? Like
Uh-huh.
obviously there's no right or wrong answers, but I want to hear from you because you probably know best.
No, I got you. I like I like that you say there's a lot going on.
There
That's
really
good.
is.
No, that's good. I generally think of myself as a rapper in the more the rap category than hip hop.
Okay,
So I have a heavy like emphasis on my lyrics. My lyrics are very important to me.
sure.
That's I would say it should be the main focus of my songs. And so yeah, I would say the rap category.
Okay, nice. And so, okay, let's look towards the future a little bit. Any plans to experiment, potentially branch out your sound or try new things?
I really like the idea of an R&B kind of song and
Hmm.
working with other artists and stuff that could sing a little better than I can.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, you know,
no, yeah, but I feel like I could still add to that genre for sure.
totally.
And as well as I'm working on a rock song, so I want like,
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's
yeah,
definitely outside the box.
I definitely want to diversify my sound.
Nice. Well, how long have you been making music for?
I started putting songs out when I was 19, so
Nice.
going on 6 years now.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
So then I love asking this question for someone that's like, you're not new, but you've been in it for a little while.
Uh-huh.
What was the thing for you that like put you over the edge from doing it casually to being like, okay, no, I actually want to record like a real song and do it right? Was it something or was it just like it just happened?
At first, it was just a contest that I entered. It was a rap contest. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna make
Okay.
a video." Yeah, I'm gonna make a video for this contest, and it did pretty well. Like people liked it and they thought it was cool. So I was like, maybe I could just keep doing this.
Yeah.
I had some more songs written just for fun, like in my
Hmm.
phone. So I recorded them and put them out, and the feeling that I got just doing that, like it's so much fun.
Totally.
So that's what I've been able to find again with
Hmm.
this Four Joints EP, and the stuff I'm working on now is like
Okay.
getting back to doing it for myself a little bit at least, you know. And
That's really what it's all about. Like
yeah,
you're the one putting the time and the energy and effort in. If it's not
mhm,
music that you want to hear, like what's the point?
exactly. I kind of only listen to my own stuff right now
You
because
should.
yeah, just driving in the car and I'm always working on it.
Hmm.
So it's kind of all I'm listening to right now. So I
Nice.
agree with you.
Very cool. Have you found that your process of actually starting a song has changed over the years? Like you've sort of like reeled it in?
I think so. I'm getting it more down to a science. It's it's difficult.
Sure.
But I have a heavy influence with like writing in general. Like
Yeah.
I want to be an author as well.
Oh,
I grew up reading and writing a whole bunch. So Stephen King, he actually writes 6 pages of a book a day. He makes himself write 6 pages. And so I've been making myself write one verse every single day.
okay.
So it's kind of like after 2 or 3 days, you got a song done.
Well, how does that work though? Because I mean, like, a verse could be anything. Is it like, let's
It's
say
usually like,
we're talking like Monday. Is
yep.
Tuesday's verse a link to Monday's verse, or is it just like a random sampling of verses?
I try and stick with like the same song. Like I'll write the first verse and then the second verse, like kind of go in order like
Okay,
that. But it depends how I'm feeling on the day, what
that's
I
true.
want to say, you know. Um, it's more about just making myself sit down and do it. It
Hmm.
helps me keep the creativity going if
Right.
I'm on a schedule like that.
I like that a lot, actually. I mean, I do the same because I write articles every day, and it's
Uh-huh.
just like it really keeps your brain moving, and it's like it's no joke. You might feel burnout, but at the end of the day, like it's only going to make you a better writer, like no matter
Definitely.
what. So I really enjoy that. And so obviously this EP has a message surrounding it, which I love. I love that it's not just like a random smattering of words put together. It actually has like substance behind it, which kind of feels rare in hip hop music or just rap in general. So good for you. But
Thank
for
you.
the rest of your music, like what do you think that it says about you? Like when people listen, is there like an overarching message that you want to come across, basically?
I think I deal with a lot of mental health stuff myself.
Sure.
And so that's something that I really want to get across to people is that they're not alone in this. There's other people going through the similar things.
All right.
And I want to be able to create a platform where I'm able to help more people that might not have access to it or just not, uh, I guess, just people that need it.
No, truly, like that's what I mean, that's what I think music should be about nowadays. And considering that it's never been easier to make music and share it, like
Definitely.
I think it comes down to community and people listening to your music and actually relating to it rather than just vibing with it. Like
Mhm.
that's what creates a long-lasting relationship between you and a listener, and that's what it's really all about. I love that.
Yeah,
Um,
and, like, I enjoy making songs that are just vibey
Yeah,
or
who
like
doesn't?
that you just listen to. Yeah,
Of
but
course.
even in those songs, I feel like in my lyrics, I'll put something in there that has a deeper meaning or something you can
Yeah.
take away, you know?
That's awesome, man. Have you played shows, or is that something that you've done in the past or want to do or in the
Very,
future?
very sporadically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So when I first started putting out stuff 6 years ago, I got some shows like right away. That's when I did my biggest show.
Nice.
It was in Canton. It's called Color Fest, and I performed for like 200 or 300 people.
That's gotta
Um,
be terrifying.
that was like, oh my gosh, it was so scary, but
Can't even
so much
imagine.
fun. Yeah, and
Nice.
once like COVID hit and stuff, I had to take a break.
Sure.
But my first performance after COVID was this past fall. I
Okay.
performed at the International Arts and Peace Festival in Taylor, Michigan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I ran into my buddy from high school at a gas station, and he's like, "Hey, are you still making music? Like, I'm putting this event together." I was like, "Yeah, man." So it's really cool how this stuff works out.
Dude, the world is wild. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anything on the horizon for the new year, or just kind of playing it by what happens?
I'm really excited for this new year. I plan on putting out a new 4-song project, just like the Four Joints one,
Oh, sweet.
at the end of every month.
At the
So
end of every month?
every month, yeah.
Good for
So
you. That's I mean, I've heard like, a song a month seems pretty, but damn, high hopes.
I'm
That's
trying.
wild.
Yeah, I think just staying consistent is the key.
Totally.
And I'm I'm working on a lot, but
Yeah, I mean,
like
yeah, hey, if you've got the time and the motivation, then all the power to you, because that sounds like a real handful. That's incredible, though.
definitely.
Very cool.
Thank
In terms of like performances, though, and I hope that that's something that's happening more. Is there
Mhm.
one song out of your discography that you most look forward to, performing live? The one that you really think that kind of ties everything together or brings the most energy?
Definitely. Off of the Four Joints project, I would say the Personally song, the very first
Okay.
one on there. I really want to perform that one live.
Yeah, I could see that. It just
Yeah,
jumps, not to interrupt, but it just like jumps right out of the gate and it just like you're hooked. There's no like lead up. You're in it immediately, which I love.
the song is just one long verse, like there's no
Yeah,
chorus, like
exactly.
um yeah, I really want to perform that one live. That's the first song that me and Chuck at the studio made together,
Nice.
um, like from scratch. So
Uh-huh.
I'm really happy with how that turned out.
It's so funny though because I've had the opportunity to talk to a lot of people that have also worked with Chuck as a producer,
Oh
but
yeah?
it's never been hip hop or never been rap. It's always been like, I hate using this, but like dad rock, like kind of like older
Yeah.
guys,
No, like
who were like, "Oh,
the
I played in the '70s."
mid-40s, like rock.
Totally, which is
Definitely.
hey, nothing wrong with that at all. They're making great music, but
Yeah.
to see that he's got the versatility to work with you as well, and it actually turns out so great, like that's just impressive as a whole.
Every time I go there, he's working on something else. Like I've seen him
That's
do jazz, gospel.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
that's amazing. Um, Now we've talked a little bit about it, but like obviously we're close to the end of the year here.
Mhm.
What does the next year look like for you? Or I guess like what are some lofty goals that you would like to potentially hit?
I gotcha. So, on the 29th of November this year, I put out an album called 24,
Mhm.
on my birthday.
Nice.
So when I turned 25, and it's 24 songs. So a goal of mine for next year is put out another album on my birthday. It's gonna be called 25. It's gonna be 25 songs.
There you go. That
Um,
makes sense.
yeah, and so I'm very much looking forward to that. A close or short-term goal right now is getting shows and performances and stuff.
Yeah.
Just trying to get as many people to hear my music as possible, you know?
Yeah, man. That's really the goal.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But I'm really looking forward to the people that I'm gonna be working with this upcoming year and just all the music that I'm gonna be putting out.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I've got a couple more questions for you.
Yep.
I want to know, what have you been listening to? What's been at the top of your playlist? I know that you said that you've been listening to yourself a lot, and that's
Mhm.
amazing, but there's no way it could be just you.
No, of course, that would drive me crazy.
That would, yeah. I can only
Yeah.
hear so much of myself when I edit stuff. I'm just like, no,
Yeah.
it's got to be something else.
No, I'm with you. I listen to a lot of Lil Wayne, a lot of Kid Cudi,
Okay.
Kid Ink, Eminem,
Sure.
Joyner Lucas, a lot of Drake for sure.
Yeah.
Um, but I would say I listen to a lot of songs from like the late 2000s and like 2010s.
Okay.
Um, the only like recent songs that I'll listen to, I guess, are like albums or projects.
Hmm.
I don't really listen to a whole bunch of singles that come out.
I feel you on
Um,
that.
but I've listened to a lot of J. Cole's discography, as well as Kendrick Lamar.
Of course.
Those are, I would say, pretty big influences on the album that I just put out.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so yeah, you have huge, varied love for music. I'm not
What
surprised
kind of
at
stuff do you
all.
listen to? You said you
I
listen to some kind of
I
stuff.
listen to literally everything that gets sent to us, but I definitely skew more, probably more towards like rock and
I
like
got you.
that, vein, like Radiohead and Tame Impala. But honestly, like I listen to everything. Like there's really just an endless amount of music that is coming through and through, so
Oh yeah.
it never
Yeah.
ends. Um, oh, I have one more question for you, and basically the question is for the person that is going to discover you from this,
Mhm.
what is an opening message that you'd like to say to them before they listen to your music?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, I want to say my name's only okay. My name has changed a lot in meaning over the years, but right now it means finding acceptance in who you are,
Yeah,
and finding joy in like what you love. And I hope that message is able to come through my music. That you're hearing just how good of a time I'm having doing what I'm doing, and I hope that vibe kind of, other people can feel that vibe.
I confidently think it will, and I'm not just saying that.
Thank you.
I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to do this. I'm so happy we could link up.
Of
But
course.
please, please give me the opportunity to plug your music for you one more time. If you
Gotcha.
guys did not catch it the first time around, the EP is called Four Joints. We will have links in the article so that people can listen and share and follow along, and generally stay tuned because it sounds like there is a massive amount of music coming in the next year. So now's the perfect time to explore and hop on the bandwagon.
Yep, start in January, end of the month.
Wild, man.
Mhm.
Well, hey, thank you so much again. I'm so happy we can make this work, and
Thank
I
you for
hope you have
having me.
yeah, man. You're so welcome. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Thank
All
you.
right, talk to you soon. Take
See
care.
ya.
Bye bye.